Hello, my name is Sarah Darasuk, and I am one of the concept artists for Rain and Rebellion. And this week I will be going through some of the progress that I had gone through the first sketch and also the second. So this week I had done the final product, where this class, actually, let's take a look at her. So this class is the Ranger, and they specialize using a crossbow and a railgun slash minigun, and also proximity bombs. So in this final sketch, I had her holding this crossbow that has multiple shots for the bolts, and I had given it some detail to that. Here's the railgun slash minigun, and what makes it that way is that there is a trigger down here and a trigger up here with some handles and the scope and all these complex contraptions on the exterior of the weapon. It has a long barrel with some gears and electrical wires. And for this week, I was actually given this task to come up with like these rough coloring methods for this class. So the first one I gave her is more of a dark leather coat with these straps that are meant for the armor, given some of the arm wraps around her with like this lighter color along with the corset just to kind of give it like that contrast. I gave her like this complex golden gear and chain belt. And as you can see, she also has like these dark colored bullet shells as like the strap of the belt. Some of the bombs that she is actually withholding on her side. And I wasn't exactly sure what to come up with as for like the colors for the railgun. That was actually a little bit difficult at the time. So what I'd given it was like this black base. I gave it like these blue electrical wires. A little bit of like these wood and gold texture just to give it that steampunk look, which apparently I'm not very good at. And a little bit of the futuristic look as opposed to the miniguns. Or I guess I should say the railgun. So I gave it like this white and gray base. And I also experimented with like some other colors where I gave her like these darker pants. Darker green, and then in this one I actually gave her like a different color corset and tank top. I tried going for like this lighter color just to see which colors would match best. And in this one I went for more of like this dark leather gray and black look along with like this brown corset and red tank top. And then I kind of wanted to combine with like a lighter gray with like the brown as kind of like, I guess, in a way, complementary colors, if that's the right term that you want to go with. And then eventually I progressed to the second sketch, which at the time I knew how I wanted the character to come out looking, which is, very buff, very noble. And at the time I was struggling with like how I wanted his armor and like his whole outfit in general to come out looking. So, which one was it? I believe it was this one that was the second progression where I gave him like chainmail pants. I gave him a little bit more armor with like these very big shoulder guard in the base, and I gave him as like this layered armor right there. So this class actually is supposed to, let's take a look. He's supposed to be a tank, semi-tank. He's a swordsman and he has this long sword, and he also throws concussion bombs, which I didn't actually add. I also gave him like a tower shield because in the description that's what he's supposed to have. So for his longsword, I actually gave him like these really big gears and kind of like this braided hilt, or not hilt, the handle of the sword. So I made this guy, very buff. I made his armor in a way match his body type, and eventually let's see, this became the final product. where I added like some bolts and some gears just to give him more of like the steampunk look. I kind of changed like the body armor just a little bit with like maybe some wires and more bolts. I didn't really exactly add many design on the tower shield, but this actually came out a lot better than I intended. And as usual, the sword stayed the same. And that is this week's video stand-up. I will see you in the next stand-up.